Welcome back. Welcome back to the Detroit is Different podcast studios. And in studio, I have someone that has been in this world of really getting the message out, getting the word out. We call all this stuff like media right now, and a foundation of really, even to this day, how a lot is documented from a historical archive comes from newspapers. Newspapers still carry weight. And here in Detroit, it is a pleasure that we have someone that is of the community, in the community, and always uplifting so much that happens inside neighborhoods. And it is Detroit Smart Pages. Beverly Smith, how are you today?
I am wonderful, Kari. I am so excited that you invited me to be on. I'm happy to be here.
Definitely. It's been too long. You've actually reached out and was like, "Hey, you want to write an article or two or something?"
Yeah.
And thank you so much for featuring some of the work connected to Detroit is Different as well.
Well, Detroit is different, and I'm glad you coined that phrase.
Mhm.
And you are doing so much in the community. I just had to have you write something in Detroit Smart Pages. I'm so glad you did because you are an excellent writer.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you. It's I'm sure some English teachers from back in the day
are happy.
Well, yeah. So right now. Okay, so these stories always the roots. Your ties to Detroit, your family. How many generations deep? What brought your people this way?
Well, actually, I came to Detroit in 1968.
Okay.
Yeah, I was married with one child, 2.5 years old.
Okay.
And everybody was moving to the north for jobs.
Okay.
So my husband had a sister that lives here. Of course, this is way after the $5 thing that Ford Motor Company
very much so.
Did. But he came here and got a job at Uniroar, the old Uniroar on Jefferson Avenue, the big tire that people see as they drive into Detroit. So that was the reasons, and I've been here ever since, raised 2 children here, and grandkids here, great-grandkids here. So, so I'm a Detroiter by way of Louisiana.
Okay, I was just about to ask that, but even before I get to that, when we talk about it, that's 1 year after the rebellion.
Right.
What was the thought process when you all shared with family and friends that you were coming to Detroit because that was so close to that timetable?
You know, coming from a small town in Louisiana, Lake Charles, Louisiana is the name of the town. I don't remember hearing a lot about the rebellion until actually I got here. We saw it on the news and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, we got in on the tail end, and I think I read more about it after I got here than when it was actually going on.
Okay.
I just remember all the different, there were several cities that things were going on all over the country.
Yeah.
And Detroit was one of them. And I think a couple of my writers, I don't know if you remember the name, David Rambeau, I think he wrote something about the rebellion in the newspaper. Well, it was all over the country. So everybody wanted to know why I moved to Detroit, which was your question. Jobs, number one, and just a feeling that you can do better in life in a larger city than coming from a small city.
Well, definitely, that speaks to many that came this way. And then you also uplift the name of, rest in peace, David Rambeau. He is
my mentor and my good friend.
He mentor, good friend. I don't. It's hard to even characterize or put into words so much of what he did, even in this world of black voices having platforms for what he did for the people. I mean,
you are so right, Corey.
Mentor.
You can't put it into words. All that David Rambeau has given to the city, from For My People way back in the day, the Black Network, what was the other one? Bates, Black Entertainment, and the thing that he started way back then. Actually, David Rambeau did the first interview along with Ron Scott, which was back in that time as well, with me. Think way back in the 80s or the 90s.
Well, definitely.
when he was interviewing Black people in business when I was first starting with
Wow.
a business.
Well, another rest in peace, Ron Scott. Another, I mean, he was just actually awarded inside the police station. A
Right,
person that
exactly.
was one of the
All the
biggest
time.
advocates that was advocating on for behalf of the people against police brutality.
Exactly.
It is a space in the downtown police station in Detroit that honors him on behalf of those that have experienced police harassment and brutality. But yeah, like David Rambeau, he's a mentor of, I know a lot of people know Malik Yakini, who Bob Malik, a lot of his background is in broadcast and journalism, and he offered access for many younger Black reporters, journalists, even the
Activists.
connection to my late godmother, Joanne Watson, connects a little bit with David Rambeau as well. Like many people got their starts connecting to him and what he offers.
Exactly.
So I'm aware.
David had so much knowledge. He's, matter of fact, he and Ron Scott were both one of the two smartest people that I know anything about, not just Black history, world history, history period.
Yeah.
They were the two people that really had a broad knowledge of everything that's going on from the slave trade back, from way back when. And so David Rambeau was a wealth of knowledge. And not only that, he fought for a lot of things in the arts and in things that were going on. Even at Wayne State University, it was something that he did there all over the city. So he's well known. Like you said, rest in peace. And that was somebody, a light that is now dim that we really, really needed in the city of Detroit.
Certainly. In this arc, upon coming here, the Uniroyal plant, like right now, it's been brought back up to many people because that's going to be the training facility of, it looks like, the new WNBA team. That
really?
will be uplifted.
Okay.
But for so long, people was like, hey, you can't do anything on that land. But it's like right next to Belle Isle, as people know. And you talk about the big tire coming from, I guess, Metro Airport. People see that's Uniroyal. And it makes sense, like the subsidiaries and, what would make cars kind of all come together.
That's
right. Places where people work.
That's why we're called the Motor City.
So do you all live like on the east side when you first moved here? Where do you guys stay?
You're exactly right. We did live on the east side when we first moved here. I don't know what made you think about that.
The plant's right there. It's like, hey,
well, it just so happened that we did live on the east side of Detroit for only about a couple of years.
Okay.
And then in 1969, which is only a year later, we moved to, actually, I would say northeast, Woodward 8 Mile area.
Okay.
And I've been there since 1969.
Wow. So you've definitely spent some time in that neighborhood.
Yes, I spent some time in that neighborhood.
Okay.
Raised both my kids in that neighborhood. And so been here for quite a while.
Okay. And then writing and business yourself. What's the journey that gets you into starting newspapers?
Well, actually, I wanted to, as far as starting in business, my husband and my brother-in-law at the time, we were the first ones who had a Black African-American franchise of Mako Auto Painting way back in the late 70s. So that was the business aspect. And after that, I journeyed into the photography business for about 25 years.
Wow.
So, but what made me go into the newspaper business, I don't know if you remember, Kari, there was a time when Black yellow pages of Black directories were very popular all across the country. There was a Tampa directory and Memphis directories all over. They were very popular. So I wanted to, and I don't know if you remember Walter Johnson from here, could have been a little bit before your time, did the Yellow Pages here in Detroit. So when he was retiring the paper, I was interested in doing that sort of thing, just trying to do something in the community. I've always wanted to do something in the community. So I wanted to put together a Black directory.
Wow.
The only thing that kind of didn't get that off the ground in our community, it's hard to have the support of the community when you're doing a project such as a directory like that.
Yeah.
So it didn't really take off because it's hard, and small businesses didn't have marketing dollars. That was when the push came for more financial, support for small businesses. So the paper didn't really take off, but I went to a convention in Las Vegas with all the Black publishers.
Okay.
I said I should go to this convention, get more knowledge and things like that. That was during a time when Don Barton had the first Black casino in Las Vegas, and they had their convention at that casino. So anyway, there was a group of 2 young men from Minnesota, and they were there starting a newspaper called Black Pages Monthly.
Okay.
And when I told them I was interested in doing a directory in Detroit, and they said, well, good thing that you are, because we were about to head to Detroit because they were spreading the directories all over. So when they gave me information about Black Pages Monthly, that was something I became interested in. So it wasn't a directory, it was an actual newspaper. So, and it's something like the who's who now, where you have different publishers who publish the paper.
Yeah.
So we met with them, and I met with a couple of, I thought, investors to get it started here. And it was first called Black Pages Monthly, and I was the publisher of it.
Okay.
Wasn't the actual producer of it. But anyway, something happened with the people I was in business with, and Detroit, you've been here for a while. Detroit is a city that your name is your bond. And what you do in the community, it has to be ethical, professional, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So the people I was working with, when I found out that I didn't think that they were going to be good partners, so I had to break off from them.
Yeah.
And since my name was out there already, I said, well, I have to just do this newspaper on my own. I didn't know the first thing about doing a newspaper, but I'm a quick study. And so I learned what I needed to know. So in 2006 was when we launched Detroit Black Pages.
Okay. So I love the context of how you provided that in classic Detroiters different fashion. People be like, you be talking so much during your interviews. I just like to give people context. I'm a Capricorn. I like to
well, you got to connect the dots, see how it started.
Yeah. So first off, depending upon how young you are, I know you all would not understand this, but at one point in time, these devices were not as prevalent, and you had landline telephones. So you had a phone, it was at your house, it was connected through a wire in the wall, and you couldn't just, wasn't a Google or anything to get a person's number. So we had these big books, yellow and white pages. Yellow pages was a collection of different businesses. Businesses would take out advertisements and everything. I live in the neighborhood with the big yellow pages sign with a clock and everything.
Right. With the little fingers on it.
Yeah. So the yellow pages did exist. Connected to this, you definitely had directories of Black yellow pages that were here and in other cities. Similar to if you all have seen the Green Book movie, which is actual green books, but similar in that same arc, not just for safety, but just kind of for understanding, because, you can go to a barber shop, but if, we got our texture, we got our hair, we know what styles we want. I mean, I personally don't think that I could just walk into Bo Riggs and get a haircut. Personally, you may feel differently, but this is why definitely having a Black yellow pages was something that connected in our
community. Right. You had to have something that was connected. And that's what I wanted to do differently with with Detroit Black Pages when it first started. And I wanted to make it not actually on a directory platform, but on giving businesses an opportunity and a means to market themselves and their products. So that was the whole purpose. So I called it doing business to business, and it contained a little politics, but it was mostly business to business and business to the community. So that's how I got started. And I actually worked with the first 2 years, maybe even 3 years. We did this newspaper with a young lady from Minnesota who was working with the gentleman I spoke of. And to this day, I have not met her face to face.
Wow.
We did everything through email and on the phone, and she helped me because she was one of the writers and helped to publish the Minnesota Black Pages Monthly. So we got together, and she helped me get this one started. So I didn't know people like photographers and things like that who can go out and take the pictures and things. So we got the stories together. I wrote a lot of the stories, and then you build relationships in a city. So through my relationships with a person like David Rambeau, he was one of the first people I called to do his segment. I knew he would have a different perspective on just about everything.
Yeah, I was going to say every time.
On everything.
Yes.
Then I knew Ellis Liddell, who was a financial guru. So I asked him would he participate, in the newspaper, and several other people. Charlene Mitchell, met her in 2007, a year after we started.
Yeah.
So she was on board, and all the people. I wanted people who were experts in the areas that they would be writing in as the columnists. In the Detroit News and Free Press and Chronicle, you have columnists. So those were my columnists who started with me, and they are still with me.
That's beautiful.
Still with me for all these years, along with people like Laura Sigmund. I don't know if you know Best Practices, who teaches business people how to start a business and follows them all the way through their journey.
And in this, like as you uplift different people in community and getting that buy-in, similar to as you spoke of the Black Newspaper Convention, just so people kind of can know this.
The Yellow Pages Convention, right? I went there to get some knowledge, right? Exactly.
Yeah. And that connection, even with Don Barton to Detroit and these roots and like kind of how people connect. You built that network. You built this network, and as you say, people are still with you. Now, I definitely have to ask. You mentioned photography and other businesses along the way. What do you think this impact as your children, family, friends saw you embark on this new venture? What impact do you think that it had on them? What were they saying? What was the support? What was the feel as you're starting and really taking on a new entrepreneurial venture for yourself?
Well, before the newspaper career, I was in the photography business for about 25 years.
Yes.
Before. And that was a venture that I didn't know anything about until as I said before, you get to learn, what it is that you're doing.
Okay.
Because you want it to be professional, you want it to be right. And I started off, just give you a little information before we got to the paper. I was a salesperson, so I sold pictures to fundraisers at corporations, churches, hospitals. So it was like a traveling job. We would go to these different places, and I would be the person that's selling the pictures.
Okay.
And so in order for me to make money, the pictures had to be good, right?
I definitely think that, if they see something they don't like,
I was the worker,
they're not going to pay for it.
I was the worker then. So I had to figure out the photographer. So I learned everything I could from the photographer point of view to know how to take a picture, camera, the lens, and everything that you needed to do that.
Yeah.
And so when we were like in between people coming in to buy their pictures, I had him teach me how to operate the camera.
Okay.
So then we were working for a company then. So afterwards, after I knew how to work the camera, I was a salesperson. He was a photographer. So we started our own business.
Okay.
We had everything we needed. So I've gathered a few salespeople, just like in the newspaper business.
Yeah.
Gather people for columnists. So I gathered salespeople, and we opened up studios all over. I had a studio in Livonia Mall,
Okay.
Northland Mall,
Okay.
the Millender Center.
Hmm.
What's the other place? Well, like 3 or 4 different places.
Okay.
And so I taught myself how to do pictures because I said, if one day the photographer is sick and
Yeah.
can't come in to take pictures, and you've gotten the schools, the nursery schools, what am I to do? So I had to teach myself how to take pictures as well as sell pictures.
Okay.
So that's how that started.
Okay.
Then,
So even there, which I guess I still, have that question, but I guess now, like this initial venture, what was the response of family, friends watching you move from sales? And let me share this with a lot of people. I think I said it before. I don't necessarily say this enough. If you are in business, you're a salesperson. The more you just walk into and accept that, it'll make everything easier. That whole thought process of like, I love the business, but I don't want to sell. Try to get that as far from your mind as possible. Now, I don't
exactly.
think you need to feel as though like you're like a charlatan, as people may say, but you need to embrace the thought process of knowing that sales is just foundational in whatever business you're in. So walking that path. So I do think being a salesperson,
It's also, as you
entrepreneurial
just
does
said,
connect.
and not only that, you have to know every bit, every aspect of the business
You should.
that
You should.
you should know
Yes.
every
Yes.
aspect of the business. That's
Uh-huh.
why I said I had to divorce myself from the initial people
Yeah.
because I knew the city
It
that
wouldn't
I'm
work.
in,
Yeah.
and you had to be right.
Yeah.
And so I've had that reputation for, as I said, over 40 years. So,
Mhm.
but the newspaper, I
Or
really,
more so like I was gonna say just the photography. Like what was the response of friends, family as you
oh, they
start
thought it
like
was great. They
getting
thought it
into
was
it?
actually great. The only thing they said, "Mom, you're always taking pictures.
Okay.
Smile, do this, because that was the world I was in at that time.
Yeah.
So I had a camera with me everywhere I went.
Okay. So you
And
have
they,
like many family photos, I'm guessing.
I had many family photos, and this is when it was actual film, way before the digital
Yeah.
cameras came out and all those things. So I had a Minolta camera where you had to get up and kind of look down in it. This was way, way back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, oh no, they thought it was great because
Okay.
not only that, from that, I learned to do pictorial directories for churches.
Okay.
I did fundraisers for churches. So the photography business is a very just everything you do has something to do with pictures.
Okay.
I had to pitch that idea also to Detroit, not Detroit, Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, because I wanted to get a loan
Okay.
from them. And they said, well, photography, I mean, everybody can just pick up a camera and take a picture. I said, no, photography is in everything that you do, everything that you see. There's a picture of it somewhere, not just in your albums at home, but almost everything has something to do with photography. So I had to write up something for them to see why photography is an industry that's lucrative and you can make money. And when I got everything to them, they handed me
there you go.
the grant, handed me the loan.
Okay. You got some support from them in lending to add to your business and help, your business grow.
Right.
And
And
now
doing that, Curry, that's where you make all of your relationships. So then you make relationships with the people in that business. So, and because you're going to need all these people along the way.
Yeah.
So establishing relationships is one of the other main things in business that you have to do.
And you speak about that. Yeah, the DGC is what the term is, like a quasi political entity connected to the city of Detroit, but an offshoot of it where it is really built in being like allyship of a lot of what would help like businesses that are here and corporations kind of like navigate the space and really empower them. I think a lot of people kind of know more so the Motor City Match program, but there are many different programs and many different facets.
And these are the things I wanted
DGC.
to put in the paper as far as providing the information. I wanted to make the paper information paper for businesses.
Okay.
So just as you mentioned about Motor City Match, we would write about that so they know. As I mentioned before, Laura Sigmund, who knew about all those different things. So Detroit Black Pages, eventually, I think about 5 years in, I decided to change the name because I didn't want to be pigeonholed into being limited as to who and what type of information could go into the paper. So, and I thought about the word smart. And that's before the smartphones, all in that time when the smartphones came out, smart cars, remember? So I said, that's the perfect name. So that's when I changed the name to Detroit Smart Pages. But the paper was really informative. Not only did we showcase businesses and do business profiles, and so people can, market their products and services, but we gave them information.
Yeah, definitely. In that same window, I think this is around the time where we meet. We were both on a board of Lakeshore, so people kind of know Lakeshore Business Corporation. Shout out to Mr. Hardiman. And they had a nonprofit organization connected to it. I was like, I end up in the pool. Shout out to my homie, Dr. Yusef Shakur right now. But
exactly.
At that time, Yusef was like, hey, we can put Kari on the board. So that introduced me to some people that I'm glad that I met. Yourself, Charlene Mitchell-Rogers.
Right. We were all on the board, on the nonprofit arm of Lakeshore.
Yep. Rest in peace, Dolores Bennett, Alan Young, Anthony Adams. So yeah, it was some different people. And also, I'm forgetting, man, I can't believe
Tanae Ramsey.
Yeah, Tanae. And I can't believe
the other
George from Blightbusters, from Motor City Blightbusters.
Exactly. And also, was it the mayor, somebody from it was from I'm trying to think of the from Hamtramck.
Yeah.
We had several people that kind of represented the whole community in this area on Lakeshore's board.
Definitely.
So, and there we met other people that we built relationships with. And that's where we became, got to know each other.
And at that point, I was the young person.
You were the young person, right?
I don't think I'm gonna be that
on the board
nowadays.
But look at you now. Look at all the things that you're doing now.
Yeah, it's a bunch of different things.
Right.
Definitely. So you still, even then to now, you've played a role in a lot of Detroit businesses always uplift this, that as much as they're in business for business and profit, but also play roles in community, because even then you had relationships and you would share resources from people, connect people. You've been in community and business for a while. How do you manage that? So many businesses in Detroit all kind of have that root. I think some kind of can be overwhelmed between like, okay, when is it, more community? When is it more business? You've managed to do it for years. How do you make those choices?
Well, when the new development started coming to Detroit, what they call new development for downtown.
Yeah.
And I always thought that everybody should be included, should be inclusive of what's going on. So when Dan Gilbert moved his headquarters here and so much growth was going on downtown, and that's why I wanted to connect the downtown and the neighborhoods together. And I was well in the paper then, at least about 10 years in maybe, with the paper. So I wanted to have more of a connection. So we didn't want to be, when I changed the name from Black Pages to Smart Pages, and Detroit was at that time close to 1 million people, but then of course people took the flight out, as we call it in the old days. It was moved out. So when the development started, and we have all these businesses, mom and pop businesses, cleaners and the people who do technicians and restaurants and all those sorts of things. I said, well, these people have been here for years, and why should all the focus be on downtown?
Mm.
So that's when, if you remember, when I started, actually in 2015, when I started the annual Detroit Thank You Awards.
Mm.
And I just didn't want to recognize Black businesses. I wanted to recognize all businesses in the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
So that, so with the relationships I built over the years, we got together and I took that idea to Quicken Loans, since they were the main people who bought up what, at that time, 17 or 20 buildings all over the city.
Yeah.
So I took this idea to them
Mm.
and said, you guys are doing a wonderful thing for downtown Detroit. I said, well, we have businesses in the neighborhoods that have been here and made it possible for the work that you're doing into the city of Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And they, along with another mentor of mine from another nonprofit organization, Detroit Development Fund.
Okay.
So I always pitched the idea to a mentor to see if it was something that would be feasible.
Mm.
So that's how we got the annual Detroit Thank You Awards going in 2015. Quicken Loans thought it was an excellent idea.
Yeah.
DTE Energy brought them along when Faye Nelson was on at the top of that organization. So we just kind of blended the collaboration together. And we did the Detroit Thank You Awards for 5 years.
Wow.
And I got to know close to 300 businesses.
Wow.
I actually called each and every one personally and talked to them on the phone myself. Just wanted to thank you for your due diligence and your hard work and staying late at night and going home late and getting in early. And so we got the city on board, Councilwoman Brenda Jones, and we just got all the people that we needed to say thank you. It was a collaboration from city corporations to say thank you to the people who own the restaurants over in Eastern Market, to the person that, like I said, owned the cleaners on 7 Mile.
Yeah.
So that was a very, very popular event that, I created at that time as well.
Yeah, and you've, as I say, kind of holding this space. And I guess, people would say, okay, you're kind of in business and in community doing different events. And I think that's very in vogue for a lot of things here in Detroit. But it's premises from the work that you've been leading and others for so long. When you get these ideas of what to do next, where are you usually kind of like recognizing this is the direction that I think we should go?
I kind of bounce each thing off the last thing that I did, and it's all being inclusive.
Okay.
So after we got the paper and everything going, well, even before we got the paper going and the Detroit Thank You Awards going, even before that, Kari, in 2001, Councilwoman Kate Everett brought back Keep Detroit Beautiful. I don't know if you knew about that way back in the 50s. Where Detroit, and Keep America Beautiful has been around since the 1950s.
Okay.
Keep Detroit Beautiful, at that time, it wasn't an affiliate of Keep America Beautiful, but Kate Everett brought it back. It was so popular, even with Keep Detroit Beautiful teens who were taught to keep the city clean.
Yeah.
Remember when each of the administrations had a beautification and a cleanup process as part of their administration.
Yeah.
So when she brought that back, I immediately wanted to join that. It was somewhere during the time of Detroit's 300th birthday, because I got involved in that as well. But anyway, going back to Keep Detroit Beautiful, she brought that back in 2001. So I joined that part of it, and I was the chairperson of the beautification committee.
Wow.
So just as we thanked the businesses in 2015, I started way in 2005 thanking all the the block clubs and that did things in the city.
Okay.
And I started noticing that they were all the older, the seniors who really cared about the block club. Go in this community, you see the flowers. When you go into a community, you see the entrance that they've decorated their sign of that particular community.
Yeah.
So when the city had, I think it was Archer, I can't think of the name of his program. I know during the Kilpatrick days, it was called Motor City Makeover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was still on the Keep Detroit Beautiful task force, is what we called it at that time.
Yeah.
I said, well, after the cleanup, it's time to beautify.
Okay.
So that's how I connected that. And then at that time, I started in 2005, I created a program called Detroit Beautification Day.
Okay.
Where we give away flowers and pots of flowers and flats of flowers to the block clubs who were already doing things in their communities to help them beautify their communities. So I started that program in 2005.
Okay.
Until today, the city does the program now.
Wow.
And it's been going on since 2005. That was another program that I created.
That's phenomenal. That you've planted seeds that have
actually blossomed,
come to fruition.
Right.
Oh, for decades. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess now as you reflect and what's next, and I know you say it's like usually something off of something. What do you see next? What's coming off next?
Well, with AI and all the social media things, and the younger generation, it's hard for me to keep up with Gen Zs and Gen Xers, and I'm from the baby boomers.
Okay.
And Detroit Smart Pages is 20 years old this year.
Yeah.
So that's a milestone.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's a milestone.
Definitely is.
And because of the fact that there's so many new things happening, it's just like the new development in downtown. We got new things in social media. You got AI taking over. It's the talk of the whole country now, we're building up AI plants and things and facilities and all those things. So I thought this would be a good time to kind of retire the paper.
Okay.
Pivot to something digital.
All right.
Even in a little production of other things.
Okay.
So I'm kind of exploring some things to do because you can't keep still, after you've been doing things for so many years.
I would imagine.
You just go from one organization to another and you volunteer. And I'm a volunteer, a community person. I guess you can call it a serial volunteer.
Well, you are welcome in many rooms because people definitely know the track record of the success that you have brought to organizations and ideas over the years.
Yep. Well, I've tried to do that from one thing to another. And even going back to the Keep Detroit Beautiful, then I was asked to be a part of Keep Michigan Beautiful.
Okay.
And that organization has been around since 1962.
All right.
I happen to be the current president of Keep Michigan Beautiful now.
See? You got, as I say, you got a couple different things on the eye.
Right, on the eye. But they all kind of relate. Yeah. They all relate. So actually, this is my 4th year as being president of Keep Michigan Beautiful. And that's a statewide organization founded back in 1962 under Governor Swainson for years. And so we are the official anti-littering and beautification and historic preservation, restoration for the whole state of Michigan.
Okay.
And an affiliate of Keep America Beautiful as well.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm definitely interested in what will be next. And till then, definitely make sure you guys are checking out the Detroit Smart Pages. I'm glad that you're able to share a little bit of some of the background story and the ideas with it. And especially when we think of, women in business, staying in business, navigating these spaces, and still being in community. Hat off big time because you've been doing it, holding it down.
Yep. And it's the perfect time. We're in March, and it's Women's History Month.
Mm-hmm.
Women have really made such an impact on business.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be a glass ceiling. I think we've broken that glass ceiling. So women are really doing things across all aspects of business. So, I mean, phenomenal first time a Black woman running for, well, not the first time, running as the Vice President of the United States. So women are doing so many different things in so many different areas that it's hard not to look at women. They used to say that small businesses are the backbones of the country, but I think women are the backbone of small businesses and business.
I would say that so many
and big
things.
business.
Yeah, I would say so many things as far as like the arc of the success of any business, organization, community is very much reliant on how inclusive, supportive, and welcome a lot of women feel, because without it, it definitely will you're not gonna
Be
get
at
far.
a, be at a
Not getting
stand,
far.
be at a standstill.
Mhm.
And I think one of the things to say, if there's not a seat at the table, then you have to bring your own chair. And so women have been doing that for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So I am just, number one, proud to be a woman, proud to be in this relationship. The women are doing so many different things. And I mean, even like pioneers and innovators, women were some of the first people who even brought up the digital world that we live in.
Very much so.
So I used to do, well, not used to, but still did every February and March.
Yeah.
And explored the successes of women in all those different types of areas. So we're everywhere.
Well, thank you so much for spending some of your March with us here at Detroit is Different. I'm going to hit you with some classic Detroit is Different questions, then we can wrap out. But before then, if people want to connect, if they want to get to the Smart Pages, how should they connect?
Well, they can go on the website. The current issue is on the website, DetroitSmartPages.com.
Okay.
Or they can, if they want other information, they always can just give me a call. My phone number is out there for the last 30 years.
Yep,
So give me a call. 313, if you don't mind me giving that, 313-268-3523. Again, that's 313-268-3523. And you can reach me through my email, info@DetroitSmartPages.com. But you can always visit the website and get all the information there. And some of the locations around town, churches and restaurants and bookstores and buildings, you might see a copy of the paper here and there. You can always pick up a copy there as well.
Yep. Just got one the other day at, what's that? Red Rose Florist.
Oh, good. Okay.
So with that being said, classic Detroit is Different questions. Your very first car, year, make, model, year you got it.
Oh, man. My very first car that I actually owned was a deuce and a quarter.
Oh,
You
man.
remember?
There we go.
Do you remember?
Classics.
A deuce and a quarter. I never forget, it was lime green.
All right.
Lime green seats.
Okay.
Not leather, but the nice material, soft cushion material. That was my first car.
Okay.
Then after that was, remember the diesel engines? You don't remember.
I don't remember, but I know of both.
Well, I had a Cadillac diesel engine.
Okay.
So, you really brought back memories.
There we go. Where's the first place with the first place you went with the deuce and quarter?
Taking my kids to school.
There you go. There you go.
That was the first place.
All right. Okay. And next question. You're the DJ at the end of the Detroit fireworks at Woodward and Jefferson. You get to play 2 songs. What songs you playing?
Oh, man, that is, what era?
It's up to hey, you're the DJ. I don't know. Whatever era you feel.
I would have to play, Dancing in the Streets.
Okay. Martha and the
That's
Vandellas.
right. That was one of
Love
my
Martha.
favorite songs as a teenager.
Definitely. Yeah. One of the biggest Motown records ever in
Right.
Europe to this day.
Right.
All right. And then number 2.
Oh, the second song would be, oh, man, the second song, I guess would be, oh, I don't know, Dancing in the Streets was number 1. I guess one of Stevie Wonder's hits. I don't know, I'm a Michael Jackson favorite too. So,
Okay.
oh, man, I would say Smooth Operator.
Okay. All right. Now that's a whole different shit.
I know.
Sade, I do. I'm with it. We are rocking, so definitely. And then we close with this. This is gonna be an odd question.
Uh-oh.
But being that you came here from the parish state, one of them places.
Right. We didn't have districts or things.
Yeah,
We had
most people don't do
parishes,
that.
right? Our counties.
Mhm. Yeah.
How did you know that?
I'm a nerd about a bunch of stuff. Nerd.
Calcasieu Parish is where I'm from.
All right, so a spaceship flies down, lands in front of your house. E.T. comes out and he's like, yo, let's go to the most Detroit place you can take me. Where are you and E.T. going?
We are going to the historic Pittsville Motown Museum.
Okay. Well, that means E.T. gonna have to do you gotta do like the temptation walk if you a dude.
Well, he
And
might
you do like the supreme, what's it, the finger wave if you're a woman. He may do both. I don't even know what E.T. is.
Well, E.T. probably would want a Coney Island
Okay.
hot dog or
Okay.
something to introduce him to some of the
There we go.
Detroit,
The delicacy.
right,
There we
of
go.
Detroit that we're known for, the Coney Islands, the pizza, well, not the Chicago-style pizza, but
Yes.
our own pizza places.
Mhm.
So I think E.T. would have a good time at Motown
Okay.
Museum, looking
Okay.
at all the famous hits and the history of the room that everything was made, that the acoustics in that room had that Motown sound.
Oh, yeah.
So
I love it. I love it. I love it. He'd be like, man, see, Michael Jackson took the moonwalk from me."
right.
I'm just messing. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me. And anytime that you want to talk about something going on in
Okay.
Detroit, I'm available.
I got you. Thank you so much. Peace.